A lot of you asked me the same thing and requested the same thing. Can we see more of the Ann Lowe interview, more of her gowns, and a little more about how and why she was kept out of the limelight? Well, I have also made note and currently working on some of your other requests for Black designers that have not yet received their recognition. Those are in the works. This is what the Black Fashion Archives is about. It's about preserving what was overlooked. So part 2 of Ann Lowe, Say Her Name, starts now.
And you lived in the South, didn't you, Ann?
Montgomery, Alabama.
Mm-hmm. There's a story about enrolling in school and being the first Negro there. You were isolated, is that right?
Well, that was in New York City. I was isolated when I
Really?
enrolled in a school, a design school, 500 Fifth Avenue. It isn't there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And when I had wrote to be entered into that school, they said yes. When I arrived, they saw I was a Negro, and he talked with me sometime. Then he looked at my hands. He says, "I'm going to take you anyway, but you'll have to work alone."
You worked alone, away from the rest
In a
of the
room,
class?
away from the other girls.
But you stuck it out and stayed with it?
I stuck it out. I stayed there.
Having had the background that you had, why was it necessary then to go to a designing school?
Well, I dreamed of looking at newspapers and reading about Lady Duff Gordon's clothes that she designed and all the Parisian designers. Then I read that was a Parisian in New York that had a school of design.
I see.
I wanted to go.
That's what makes a designer a professional, is having gone to school.
I wanted to go there, and I wasn't happy. I wanted to do clothes for them.
How did it
the
make?
biggest people in the world. That's what I felt.
I see. How did it make you feel being kept alone at the school?
I never gave it a thought. I was in a room alone, and I could create anything I wanted to. And I love creating clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I never had any money, because if a person bought a dress from me and they said, "Well, take this off, it'll cost too much," or "Take that off." When I do the dress, it didn't suit me at all. I'd keep doing it until it was like I wanted it. Consequently, I lost about $150.
on each garment?
$100 or $200. It was God knew whatever garment I was making.
Some legacies don't disappear because they lacked greatness. They disappear because the world got comfortable not saying their name. Now, if you recall, in part 1, we opened the door to Ann Lowe, the designer whose hands built gowns for America's most elite rooms while her identity was kept outside of the spotlight. Now, if you watched that video and you thought to yourself, wait a minute, there has to be more here, you were absolutely right. Because today, we are not just talking about Ann Lowe, we're watching what it looks like when a woman is finally recognized out loud in real time and on a national stage. So in this episode, we're going to go a little bit deeper into her surviving gowns and designs, the details, the construction, and the signatures. We are also going to be revisiting something that many people have never seen. Ann Lowe speaking for herself through her Mike Douglas interview. These are the moments that we have forgotten and that we may have missed. So if you are here for the proof, the beauty, and the receipts, stay with me, because what you're about to see isn't just fashion history, it's restored history.
Why haven't you received the recognition that you deserve?
Well, there's so many people would come in. Some was afraid that I'd get too many people. Others didn't want them to know where their gowns came from. And then some would say, well...
Why didn't they want people to know where their gowns came from?
I don't know. They'd tell their closest friends.
So let me start with why this follow-up is necessary and not repetitive. So many designers get remembered through marketing, museums, and endless reprints of their names and their fashions. Ann Lowe didn't have that luxury. For decades, her work lived in whispers, in private closets, and in rooms that praised the gown, but didn't always praise the maker. And what makes that painful is this. Ann Lowe's designs were never simple dresses. They were architectural pieces built with technique, with taste, and with discipline. The kind of craftsmanship that doesn't come from trends. It comes from training, repetition, and genius. And once you know what to look for, you'll always start spotting her hand immediately. When you see Ann Lowe's work, don't just look at the silhouette. Look at the decisions. Look for the way a bodice holds its shape without looking stiff, and those floral appliques that feel multidimensional and not flat. And also, take a look at the symmetry that looks effortless but is actually engineered, and the finishing that suggests couture discipline, not to mention, even when the label and the history tried to shrink her, Ann Lowe had a gift for romance, grandeur, but it wasn't soft. It was controlled. It was intentional. It was with mastery. Now, in a moment, I'm going to show you details in these gowns that quietly prove that she belonged at the highest level, even when the industry refused to fully admit it. Now, here's the part that's kind of hard to sit with. Ann Lowe's gowns moved through high society like sacred objects, admired, photographed, and celebrated, while she herself remained too easy to overlook. Now, that's not an accident. That's how gatekeeping works. And that's why these clips matter, because interviews are different than photographs. A gown can be admired without credit, but an interview forces the world to confront the person behind the actual work.
You say that you did clothes for society people. How could you lose money doing clothes for such rich people? They spend a lot of money, don't they?
No, they don't.
They don't?
The richer they
That's
are.
why they're rich.
And the more conservative they are about
The richer they
clothes,
are, the more conservative.
and they don't, and the old families, they just don't believe in it. They don't believe in paying $1,000 and $1,500 and $2,000 for a gown.
Well, who spends that much? We hear about people buying gowns like that.
Well, it's the new rich.
The
They'll
new
buy
rich.
it. I've designed for them.
Uh-huh.
I didn't sell directly to them myself because nobody came to my shop but society. I sold to stores, Bonwit Tullers and Neiman Marcus. Oh, I've sold them very elaborate gowns.
Mm-hmm.
I had the Rose Festival in Texas 2 years.
Do you have any idea when you sell a gown to somebody like Neiman Marcus or Bonwit Teller how much profit they have made on the gown? Do you have any way of finding out what they charge for it?
Well, I made a gown that they paid me $750 wholesale for.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. They should have gotten $1,500, but I don't know what they got. I was told they got much more.
It's quite a markup.
Seeing Ann Lowe speak is one of the rare moments where the story can't be edited down to just mere silence. When you listen to her speak, pay close attention to how she carries herself, not just what she says, but how she says it. There's a restraint there, a professionalism, a quiet steadiness that says, I've been doing this whether you were ready to celebrate me or not. And in that moment, the dynamic shifts. It's not the world talking about her. It's her standing in her own narrative. Now, let's get into more gowns because this is where the story becomes undeniable. Each surviving gown is like a receipt from a history book that tried to erase its own footnotes. And what's striking is how her designs managed to look regal without being heavy, feminine without being fragile, classic without being predictable.
We're going to show some of Ann's creations right now. Is the first model ready? Oh, you want to tell about this, Ann, please?
It's a Deb dress.
This is a
And-
Deb dress?
Yes, and that's a little handmade shrub that she wears when it's not very cold. She put it on to get out to the taxi in.
Is that fur?
No, it's all
It
handmade.
feels like fur.
It isn't. It's taffeta.
Oh,
Taffeta.
And it's handmade.
Just like
I
fur.
shred every bit of it up by hand and do that.
It must take a great deal of time to do that, doesn't it?
I don't do anything.
Time, patience, and love. Mostly love.
It
Yes.
is beautiful.
And could you tell us approximately what this dress, or exactly what this dress would be worth?
To my society girls, they'd give $450.
$450, which the rest of you people probably pay $1,000 for it. But there's money people shop.
Wait. Oh, how
Oh,
lovely.
this is elegant.
Oh, how
about-
lovely.
Oh, how elegant.
Ooh.
Isn't that beautiful?
The color, Ann, is
Plum. Plum satin.
plum satin.
And the jewels, that's hand beaded. All
That's
the
hand
jewels.
beaded around the corners and the
no.
collar.
Down the front, the whole front.
Oh,
When do you get any sleep?
you have a lot of people
That's-
working for you, though, don't you, Ann?
Not anymore.
Not
I
anymore?
used to have about 25.
The oohs and ahs is something else. Just do it. And the color.
Oh, yes.
Very nice.
Oh, that's
Very
beautiful.
lovely.
Beautiful dress.
It's white satin inside.
White satin inside.
That is beautiful. Oh,
That's
Oh.
elegant.
This is hand embroidered for the young matron.
The draping on this is so beautiful.
Oops.
The chiffon.
It's all hand embroidered.
it's lovely. What color would you call that?
It's a beige
It's a beige, huh?
with 2 colors of chiffon and all floss embroidered in hand.
And the flowers, of course, are.
Oh, that's elegant.
That's
The body
floss-
of the dress is satin, is it?
No.
Or is it silk?
No, it's potage.
Podange, and the back drape is chiffon. Oh, that's
It's
lovely.
lovely. Beautiful. It's chartreuse, right?
Yes, it's 3 colors of chiffon, green and 2 colors of yellow.
It's very Grecian.
Yes,
And again, the hand applique
and all
flowers.
the hand out.
And they're all a little bit away from the dress to give the applique a little bit more
Yes.
dimension.
Yes.
That is exquisite.
Very nice.
Just exquisite.
Very lovely.
That flowing back. Beautiful.
Isn't this charming?
Oh, how pretty.
That's a typical Deb dress. Plain Deb.
Lois, you want to describe
So
it? Or?
a white.
$350.
Is this also
A white-
podange?
White potage
With an apricot,
melon colored
melon-colored ribbon,
Oh,
satin
it's
ribbon that's going
gorgeous.
through the applique.
And this is $350?
Yes.
I'll take 2 of those. No, I'm kidding.
But the color of the satin going through the applique makes the flowers stand out just beautifully.
It's lovely.
It
Very
accents
nice.
them
See,
just.
I do a lot of handmade flowers.
Are these flowers handmade?
No, this isn't, but I don't think I've
Gee,
done
Lois,
This
you
is-
sound like you know what you're talking about.
My dear, I
Very
hope
nice.
to find out.
Ann Lowe understood proportion the way the couturiers do. The gown doesn't wear the woman wears the gown, and the gown simply amplifies her. And once you see the range in her work, you realize she wasn't just talented, she was versatile at a level that only top-tier designers actually reach. People sometimes treat old talk show clips like nostalgia, like entertainment, but in Ann Lowe's case, those moments are historical documents because for so many Black creatives, the record isn't preserved through official institutions first. It is preserved through fragments, interviews, photographs, community memory, and the actual work itself. So when Mike Douglas acknowledges her, that's more than polite praise. That's a public correction that's happening in real time. A moment where the culture is forced to say, this woman is not invisible. And here's what I want you to notice. The way that recognition changes the air in the room.
I understand besides Mrs. Kennedy, you have made clothes for Olivia de Havilland.
I made the dress she received her first Oscar in.
Oh.
I hand painted that dress.
You
I-
hand painted it?
Yes, but I do freehand painting. I don't like stenciling and anything.
Now, show people they can pay a lot for their clothes because
No,
they need.
it was made through Bullock and Wilshire.
Oh, you made it for Bullock's Wilshire.
No, they came to New York looking for her dress. It came to Sonia Gowns. And she said, well, I'll put my top design on it. And she says, I want you to make a dress. It's very important. Put your 10 gold fingers on this piece of material. And that's all.
What do they mean by that? Put your 10 gold fingers in this
Oh,
piece
well, create something that was outstanding, that would be beautiful. So I made this gown, and then I saw it in the papers after.
And you sold it to Bullock's Wilshire?
Yes, she sent it to Bullock Wilshire.
I wonder what they got for it. Do you have any idea?
God knows what they got for it.
And this is exactly why this series matters, because when Black fashion history is treated like a seasonal trend, the world cherry picks what's pretty and it actually ignores what's foundational. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Ann Lowe isn't a fun fact. She's not a footnote. She is evidence of excellence, evidence of craft, evidence that Black artistry has always been shaping the most iconic aesthetics, even when credit wasn't evenly distributed. When we preserve these gowns, when we surface these interviews, when we say her name clearly, we're not just admiring fashion. What we are doing is making sure that archives are supposed to do what they're supposed to do, protect the truth. And the truth is, we're still uncovering what should have been common knowledge. Ann Lowe's story is one of those stories that changes you a little, because once you see how brilliance can be hidden in plain sight, you start questioning how many other names are still missing from the mainstream narrative. Thank you for stopping by the Occasional Commentary and the Black Fashion Archive series. If you found any value in this video, please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing.
Why haven't you received the recognition that you deserve?
Well, there's so many people would come in. Some was afraid that I'd get too many people. Others didn't want them to know where their gowns came from. And then some would say, well...
Why didn't they want people to know where their gowns came from?
I don't know. They'd tell their closest friends.